Have you ever looked at someone's career and just thought, wow, how do they do it? They're out there crushing it in the global market like it's nothing, building this incredible network.
I know what you mean. It's like they have some secret playbook or something.
Exactly. And today, we're trying to get our hands on that playbook. We're going deep on Brian JY Yoo.
Yeah, this guy's not just talking about global careers and startups. He's actually out there living it.
I mean, look at his titles. Global Career Coach.
Yeah.
LinkedIn, branding expert, startup advisor, university lecturer.
And get this, the cool thing for our listeners, for you, the learner, is that we're going straight to the source.
Yeah, no secondhand interpretations here. We're diving into his LinkedIn profile, his personal Notion page, and a summary of all his different roles.
It's like a treasure map of experience just waiting for us to decode it.
Okay, so our mission today is simple. We want to break down the core strategies, the skills, the lessons learned from Brian Yoo's impressive career, and see what we can all learn from it.
It's about finding those golden nuggets, those actionable insights that you, the learner, can apply to your own journey.
All right, whether you're looking to level up in your career, figure out global business expansion, or just build a killer professional brand, this is your fast track to some serious knowledge.
No need to reinvent the wheel, right?
Exactly. So let's kick things off with his current work in the global career and startup scene. What are your first impressions?
Well, the first thing that jumps out is that he's not just an armchair advisor, he's in the trenches. He's a representative for Global Breach Career Lab and a global expansion partner at Wings Consulting Group.
So he's walking the walk.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then you see he's a strategic partner for all these startups specifically focused on taking them overseas, providing education and consulting. So he's got that hands-on approach.
Okay, let's talk about that. Helping K-startups go global.
Yeah.
It's not as simple as just translating a website, right?
Oh, no, not even close. Think about it. The learner, what flies in one country might completely flop in another.
So what exactly does he do to help these startups navigate those choppy waters?
Well, one key insight here is the whole idea of hyperlocalization. You can't just translate your marketing materials. You've got to adapt your whole product or service to fit the local culture and customer behaviors.
Like something like a freemium model might work great in one market, but totally bomb in another.
Exactly. And that's where Brian's expertise comes in. He helps these startups understand those subtle but crucial differences.
Makes total sense. What works in Seoul might not work in Silicon Valley. And he's also dealing with the nuts and bolts, the regulatory compliance side of things. That's got to be a nightmare for companies entering new markets.
It can be a real minefield. You've got to understand local laws, potential liabilities, the best way to structure your business so it's both effective and legal. It's not just paperwork. It's about navigating a whole new system.
And that kind of expertise can be gold for startups that don't have a whole legal team on staff.
Absolutely. Now it doesn't stop there. He's also involved in global sales and partnerships, matching companies with distributors and helping them expand their sales, both B2B and B2C. So he's not just getting them set up, he's helping them thrive.
So it's like matchmaking, but on a global scale.
Exactly. He's got to understand the needs and strengths of both the startup and the potential partner. It's about finding those win-win relationships that can really accelerate growth. And then there's the whole challenge of adapting sales strategies to different cultures and economic contexts.
This is where it gets really interesting for anyone who's thinking about taking their brand global.
Yeah, branding and marketing are crucial. You can have the best product in the world, but if your message doesn't connect with the local audience, you're sunk.
So how do you make sure your brand resonates across different cultures?
It all starts with understanding the local media landscape and cultural nuances. What's funny or effective in one country could be totally offensive or just plain confusing in another.
Yeah, you got to know your audience.
That's where Brian comes in. He helps companies tailor their message and choose the right channels, whether it's social media influencer collaborations or traditional media. It's about making sure your brand makes a splash in all the right ways.
Now, the sources also mention his involvement in global fundraising. That's always a tough one for startups.
What are some of the unique challenges there?
Well, you're dealing with different investor expectations, different levels of risk tolerance, and the logistical headaches of moving money across borders. It can be a whole different ballgame.
So Brian probably helps startups figure out how to pitch to international investors, how to navigate those different regulations, and how to build trust with people who might not be familiar with their local market.
Exactly. It's all about bridging those gaps.
Now, to really show that he's not just talking the talk, he was the country manager for Korea at Sophia Genetics, which is a NASDAQ-listed Swiss AI company.
That's real-world experience right there. Absolutely. He's been in the driver's seat of a global company, So he knows firsthand what it takes to manage international teams, handle different time zones and business cultures, and make those global strategies a reality.
It's a whole different perspective than just advising from the sidelines.
And here's the thing, he's been doing this for a long time. 15 years supporting startup overseas expansion, 10 years in foreign company overseas recruitment, consulting with over 1,000 successful placements. That's a serious track record.
It really is. It's like he's seen it all.
So I'm curious, from all those years of experience, what were some of the common pitfalls he saw that tripped people up when they were trying to land those international roles?
You know what they say, experience is the best teacher, and with that much experience, you start to see patterns. One thing he probably noticed is that cultural understanding and adaptability are non-negotiables.
So it's not just about having the right skills on your resume.
Right. Your technical skills might get your foot in the door, but if you don't show that you understand and respect local business norms and that you're willing to adjust your communication style, you're going to hit a wall.
It's like speaking the language goes beyond just words.
Exactly. And another thing he probably saw is that people often underestimate the power of networking in the local market. You can't just rely on online applications. You've got to get out there, build relationships, make those connections.
It's about who you know as much as what you know.
Absolutely. Okay, now let's shift gears and talk about something that's crucial for everyone, whether they're going global or not: LinkedIn branding and career coaching.
Because Brian's not just about helping companies, he's about empowering individuals too.
Exactly. And he's a major force on LinkedIn. Over 30,000 followers. That's not just luck. That tells you he's consistently putting out great content and engaging with his audience.
And it's not just about numbers. He was recognized as a 2024 top coach in Korea by Influence Digest. So he's making a real impact on people's careers.
Yeah, that's a big deal. And what's interesting is that he's a LinkedIn education partner for Global Bridge.
So he's not just showing off his own profile, he's actually teaching people how to use LinkedIn effectively.
Exactly. He's working with businesses and individuals, helping them leverage LinkedIn for marketing and professional development. And he's not just talking theory. He's got real-world results, having worked with over 400 companies and startups.
Okay, so with 30,000 followers, he must be doing something right. What are some of the unconventional things he might be doing to stand out in such a crowded space?
I'm betting it's more than just sharing articles. He's probably creating very specific content that really speaks to the unique challenges of global professionals or Korean startups looking to expand internationally.
It's about finding your niche.
Exactly. And he might be super active in specific LinkedIn groups, offering valuable insights and building a reputation as a thought leader. He could also be using different types of content like videos, live sessions, even interactive polls to keep people engaged.
You've got to mix it up.
Absolutely. And his influence goes beyond LinkedIn. He's lectured at over 50 universities, including some big names like KAIST and Ewha Women's University, on topics like career branding and how to land a job at an international company.
Lecturing at that many universities means he's clearly a recognized expert, and he must have met tons of students with all sorts of career goals.
I wonder if he's noticed any interesting trends in what students are looking for in global careers.
That's a great question. Maybe he's seen a surge in interest in certain industries or regions, or maybe a shift in the skills students are focusing on.
Or maybe he's noticed some common misconceptions about the global job market that he tries to clear up in his lectures.
That would be really insightful. And it doesn't stop at universities. He's also an instructor with online learning platforms like Class 101 and Learning Spoons, again focusing on career strategy and LinkedIn.
So he's really committed to making this knowledge accessible to everyone.
It's all about democratizing career development. Now, his work as a career coach with these international organizations like Randstad Rise Smart and Career Minds is really interesting too.
It is. He's helping people through major career transitions, providing leadership coaching, and even supporting expat partners who are trying to navigate their careers in a new country.
That's a whole other level of support.
It is. It shows that he understands that going global isn't just about finding a job. It's about building a whole life in a new place. And having support for the whole family is crucial.
It's about the human side of global mobility.
Exactly. Now let's talk about his top skills, which are listed as strategic consulting, strategic partnerships, and management consulting.
This tells you he's got a much broader advisory role than just career coaching and LinkedIn.
Right, he's a big picture guy.
Okay, so his involvement with Museum Lab and TechCrunch Disrupt is really fascinating. What kind of strategic advice do you think someone with his global experience would bring to a health tech innovator trying to break into international markets?
He'd probably be able to tell them which markets offer the best opportunities for their specific product, help them find the right partners like other companies, research institutions, or distributors who can help them get a foothold in those markets. And he could guide them on how to adapt their business model and marketing strategy to really resonate with international customers and navigate those tricky regulatory landscapes.
He's like a global expansion Sherpa.
Exactly. And his work with organizations like MYSC, which supports social enterprises, and MONA, which is focused on social impact and sustainability, shows that he's not just about profit. He cares about making a difference.
It shows a real commitment to using his skills for good.
Exactly. And even his past role as a strategic advisor for the Korean Customers Council shows that he can provide valuable insights to a wide range of organizations.
So he's got that versatility.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's dive into his motivations. His personal mission is to help people live by their core values and become authentic leaders. How do you think that plays out in his work?
Well, it probably influences his coaching style, encouraging people to choose career paths that align with their values.
So it's not just about getting any job. It's about finding the right job.
Exactly. And in his advisory roles with startups and larger organizations, he probably emphasizes sustainable and ethical growth strategies.
It's about doing business the right way.
Absolutely. And his focus on authentic leadership suggests that he encourages people to lead with integrity and stay true to their principles, even when things get tough in those complex global environments.
It's about being a good leader, not just a successful one.
Exactly. And you can see how those core values, helping others, creativity and problem solving, being global, and learning and challenge, are woven into his whole career path.
It's like they're his guiding principles.
Absolutely. The being global value is obviously key to his expertise, while learning and challenge probably drives his own personal and professional development, like his participation in the Oxford Strategic Innovation Program at the said business school.
That's a prestigious program.
It is. And that program, with its focus on understanding disruptive innovation and creating new business models, is probably giving him some cutting-edge tools to share with his clients.
It's about staying ahead of the curve.
Exactly. Which brings us to his own education. He's got a Master of Education from the University of the People, and he completed the Oxford Strategic Innovation Program. That's a pretty powerful combo.
It is. The master's in education probably helps him be a more effective teacher and coach, while the Oxford program gives him that strategic thinking and innovation framework that's so important for advising startups and established companies.
And let's not forget his bachelor's degree in life sciences and business administration. That probably gave him a solid foundation in both science and business, which has served him well throughout his career, especially in the biotech industry.
So it's all connected.
It really is.
Okay, as we wrap up this deep dive into Brian JY Yoo's professional world, what are the key takeaways for you, the learner?
I think the biggest takeaway is that you've got to develop a global mindset in today's world. It's not just an option anymore. It's essential.
Whether you're aiming for a promotion or starting your own business, understanding how things work on a global scale is a must-have.
Right. And Brian's story shows just how important it is to build a strong personal and professional brand, especially on platforms like LinkedIn. And at the same time, you've got to really grasp the ins and outs of global business strategy and market entry.
It's about combining those individual skills with that global business savvy.
Exactly. And his diverse experiences really highlight the importance of lifelong learning and adaptability. The world's changing fast, so you've got to be willing to learn new things and adapt to new challenges.
You got to be agile.
Absolutely. And finally, his focus on aligning your career with your core values is a powerful reminder that real success isn't just about money or status. It's about finding work that's meaningful and fulfilling.
It's about finding your purpose.
Exactly. So as we leave you to ponder Brian Yoo's amazing career, here's a thought-provoking question for you, the learner. What's one area of knowledge or skill that you could explore something maybe completely outside your current field that could give you a unique edge in this increasingly interconnected world?
Think about it. What unexpected combination of expertise could set you apart and help you thrive in the global landscape?
We'd love to hear your thoughts on that. So until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep pushing the boundaries.
See you on the next Deep Dive.